15 years ago, in the course of my work as a neuropsychologist, I was fortunate to have an experience with a child that would change my mindset. My mindset about what I do, how I do it, and why I do it. For the last 30 years, I've been the clinical director of a neuropsychology clinic in Salt Lake City where we see about 300 children each year. And I tell people that ours is the 3-3-3-3 clinic. And that's not our address. To reach the doors of our clinic, children typically have to upset, worry, or annoy at least 3 adults for at least 3 years, in at least 3 ways, in at least 3 settings. Ours tends to be the stop of last resort. And parents come to see me not so much because they're concerned about the future, but because they're concerned about how the present may adversely affect the future. I am a futurist. They want me to gaze into the eyes of their children and see that future, and if that future doesn't appear bright and happy, then they want me to be an odds maker, help them understand how to change or how to alter that future. And on this particular day, I was meeting with a tween. We're all familiar with that term, a child who's old enough to think they know everything, but not necessarily old enough to be responsible for anything that they think they know. And I asked this boy what it would take for him to have a good day. And without hesitation, he responded, "Dr. Sam, a good day is when bad things don't happen." And I asked him to explain. He proceeded to tell me about his typical day from the time he woke up in the morning till the time he went to bed. There was some problem, adversity, challenge, or otherwise difficulty that he encountered, from relations with his siblings to meeting his parents' expectations to problems on the playground or in the classroom. And he ended by saying, "So you see, Dr. Sam, if none of that happens, then I've had a good day." I asked him if he never got out of bed, would that be a good day? And he answered, "Oh no, my mother would never let me do that." Think about how his mindset about the world was being shaped, that his view of the world was becoming a place where you avoided challenges, avoided mistakes, avoided anything that in any way could lead to you being judged adversely. And I was reminded of a mother who brought me a note that was fairly brief, that was written by her son to God. But I think he probably wanted someone else to read it. And it was very short. It said, "Dear God, can you help me be better in school?" His mother was distressed because she realized he wasn't asking to do better. He was questioning his worth as a person. He was asking to be better. I had forged my careers on finding out what was wrong with children. I'm very good at what I do. I can find something wrong with every one of you. I'm very good at it. And I had the mistaken belief that if I found what was wrong and I fixed it, then I was doing my job. And from that point forward, I started a journey to ask the question, what really makes a difference in who we become and how we turn out in life? And my journey led me not just to the science, but to my own personal experiences in life and the lives of the children that I worked with day in and day out. And I soon discovered this science of resilience, this fairly recent, in terms of research, area in which we've investigated what makes a difference. And there really are 3 areas: things within us, things within the immediate family, and things within the extended environment. And biology, I found, does not have to be destiny for the children I work with. Sure, it affects probability, but it doesn't have to be destiny. And in the end, experience trumps genetics over time. And the day in and day out experiences that children have, in particular with caregivers, with parents and educators, has clearly been found to be a very powerful force in shaping their lives. But how? What is it? And what I've discovered is that it's fairly ordinary magic. It's not that special. It's how we go about instilling in children an understanding and appreciation of How do you deal with a mistake? How do you go about solving a problem? How are you connected to others? Why is it important to help and have empathy? These seemingly ordinary qualities make the difference. And in my research, I shifted away from studying those with problems to find out what could I do to fix their problems, to studying those with problems who found a path into adult life, a path that was happy and successful and functional. And in every risk group, whether it's a developmental disorder, an emotional challenge, a learning disability, for every risk population, there are those who overcome and manage that adversity and go on to live happy, successful, functional lives. And the amazing nature of this phenomena is that there's a unitary set of these qualities in how we come to think, in how we feel, in how we interact with others. A unitary set of these qualities that insulates and protects all of us. Another boy I was seeing in the course of our discussion, I asked him if he could be anyone for a day, who he would choose to be. And without hesitation, this boy, struggling in school, struggling on the playground, struggling to get along with his siblings, without hesitation, he responded, "My dad." And before I could say anything more, he said, "You just have to know my dad. He really loves me." From our hearts to their minds. There are more connections between our hearts and our minds than any other organs in the body. Believe it or not, our hearts spend more time telling our brain what to do than vice versa. Think about it. We never say, "He's got great liver. She's got great kidneys." We say, "He's got great heart." Long before we knew the relationship of the heart to the body, long before we appreciated the relationship of the heart to the mind. The power of resilience is irrefutable. The data is clearly in front of us. If we are to prepare children for careers that we have yet to imagine, for jobs that have yet to be defined, for a future that few of us can appreciate, we're going to have to do some things differently than what we've done thus far. And again, as I've said, it is ordinary magic. It is an appreciation that the day in and day out interactions we have with children, in our homes, on the playgrounds, in our classrooms, is a powerful force in shaping the way they come to think and feel and ultimately behave and believe about themselves. If we are to prepare children for this future, then we must understand and embrace these ordinary qualities, these things we've been doing that we fail to appreciate, create, and are the true driving forces in the satisfaction we find, in the pleasure we take, and in the success we experience in our lives. If we are to make a positive difference, we must understand and embrace these qualities of resilience. We must understand and harness the power of resilience in shaping the lives of children. And I am reminded day in and day out that children that come to see me are like Job. And God placed one adversity on Job after another, and Job's response was, "Bring it on." And that's the mindset we all need, but particularly the children that I see and the children that I work with. Thank you very much.